You are watching the Fixed Protocol channel, and I'm going to tell you the top three things that you should know about SQL if you're looking for a job that requires SQL skills. So once again, the Fixed Protocol channel, these are the top three things I think you should definitely know. So the first thing is, obviously, we're going to talk about what is SQL. Now, one thing you should know if you're just not coming to the channel, you definitely want to subscribe. I have one of the top rated SQL videos in the world, and I also have courses on Udemy. There's a link in the description. You can take a look at that as well. But right now, let's get into the top three things. So first thing is, obviously, you need to know what SQL is. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's pause this guy and let us show you the other video. We are back. All right, let's get right to it. So we're going to take a look at what is SQL. And this is from my Udemy course. You guys are getting it free right here on YouTube. All right, so lesson number one. This is probably the most important thing to know. What is SQL? How are you going to get a job and you don't even know what it is and then you require SQL knowledge or familiarity, whatever it is? Well, I'm going to explain it to you very simply. So SQL stands for Structured Query Language. What it is a language that allows you to interface with the database. So you have a database. That's some place where you store data, information about your accounting records or whatever it is. Any kind of information you want, you can store in a database. Right? So the thing is, how can you access that information? It's useless to have this information stored somewhere if you can't access it, right? So the way you access it is using queries. Queries allow you to extract the information from the database. Now, to understand what we mean when we say queries, think about Google. It's no different. Google is basically one massive database of information about all kinds of things. When you type in that search box, you're essentially typing in queries. That is how you're able to access the information that Google has. So you say, what are the best restaurants to get Chinese food in New York City? Right? You type that in, that's your query. Hit enter. It's going to translate that into something the computer understands, pull from the database, and it's going to give you back. Right? So that's basically what SQL is. It's a language that allows you to interface with the database so that you can get information, you can delete information, you can modify information. These are the kind of things you can do with SQL. Now, let's take a look. I'll do a quick query just to show you. So right here, I'm using the Emma software, which is basically software that allows you to run SQL queries, among other things. So I'm going to do a statement here. Select. Oh, it'd be nice if I click in the box, right? Select star from orders. There we go. Highlight that row. The shortcut key here is F9. Boom. There's my results, just like doing a Google search. These are all the records in the database that match my specific query. And that is the essence of what SQL is all about. SQL, Structured Query Language. This is the language. Select star from orders. That is one particular statement in that language. I can, of course, say a lot of things. I can ask for a lot of different information. I can specify exactly what that criteria is for what I'm looking for. So, for example, Google search. You can search for cars. You can search for blue cars. You can search for new cars, used cars, Lamborghini cars, Toyota cars. A lot of different things. Cars that have been crashed, right? You can do a lot of different types of queries, which will give you a lot of different types of results depending on what you're actually looking for. You can do the same thing here using the language called SQL, Structured Query Language. All right, so that was number one. That's the number one thing you need to know. Now I am going to go on to item number two, which is we're going to look at some basic queries that you guys should know. So we're going to get right to it. Once again, I do have a course on Udemy where you can get certified. I have a course that's specific for job seekers. You know, a lot of other videos and courses, they go into a lot of fluff and a lot of extra information. I fine-tuned it so that you're only getting the information that you need to get the job. I also have a full course that I'm working on as well. And there's also classes that I do as well. We'll talk about that more in the rest of the video. But right now, let's get to number 2. So this is the number 2 thing that I think you should know for about SQL. Lecture number 2. So what is the second thing that you should know? One of the most important things you should know for a job. Well, you should probably know how to write a statement, right? Or a query. That is the essence of SQL. It's like we said in lecture 1, it's a structured query language, right? It's a language allowing you to write, right? So it's all about writing queries. So you should be able to understand one of the most fundamental types of queries. So let's take a look at some basic queries. Once again, this is just a free course, so we're going to keep it very, very simple. I have more elaborate stuff elsewhere in other courses, but right here I'm going to give you this is pretty good information. Even though it's a free course, it's not that much, still this is very valuable and useful information and can definitely help you out a lot. So first of all, right now I have a basic query. It's a wildcard query, which is kind of dangerous. I'll discuss that in other courses, but this is kind of dangerous. You want to be a little bit more specific. So this is basically saying select. So when you say, so this is a select statement, right? So I'm saying select, or in other words, you could say get me, right? Get me or show me. There's another way that you can interpret the word select. So get or show me what? Get or show me star. That's everything. I'm saying everything, right? That's your wild card. Okay, where do you want me to show you everything? From, that's your where, from orders. Orders is the name of the table. You can see on the left here, there's a table names, orders and executions. So select or get me everything from where? From orders table, right? If you run this, you're going to get the results you see below, which is every single row of data. Every record in the orders table is shown. But I could also be more specific. I can add what we call a where clause. So I can say select star where, and you can add something. Let's say quantity equals 100. And let's run that. F9. And now we get a single record, because now we've specified exactly which record we want to see. Don't just show me every single record. Show me only where quantity equals 100. That's the only record I want to see. Any record in this database. This is any record. See, everything. Every record. Show me every record. Select or show me every record. From where? Orders table. What's your condition? Where the quantity equals 100. So any row and every row in this table that has a value of 100 in the column called quantity, I want you to display it. There's only one row, so you only get one result. So that is one of the types of queries that you should know. Just those queries alone could definitely be for you to get a job that just wants you to be familiar. A job that be a professional, or you have all this experience, they want you to at least be familiar with running SQL queries or understanding what it is. Just knowing that alone is enough to imply a lot of people in interviews, especially if you have all the other really important stuff unpack and it's just like your SQL is not really all there. But at least you're not like, oh, I don't know. You know what it is, and you know the fundamental type of queries that you're going to be running. That's a lot to get started. So That is lecture number 2. Number 2 thing, most important thing you should know about SQL. And now, on to the next lecture. All right, so that was number 2. And now we shall move on to the third and final thing that I think you guys should know. This is something that definitely comes up a lot. It's interesting more so in interviews than in real life, for me anyway, but this is definitely something I think you guys should know. Once again, my courses are available on Udemy. This, what you're watching right now, is my free course on Udemy. I also have paid courses where you can get certified, and there's also a full course and classes as well that I will be doing. So if you'd like to be part of the class, definitely let me know. But on to number 3. You made it, lecture number 3. So the third most important thing that you need to know for job interviews that require skills or SQL skills is the most popular question, even though it's not really used, at least in my career, it hasn't been used as much. It comes up mostly in interviews, actually. But still, regardless, this is what they're going to ask. This is what joins. Everybody wants to know about joins and what you know about joins. Joins are certain types of queries where you can join different tables together. So one table that has certain information, another table that has other information, you need kind of all of it together in one, so you do a join. Let me see what it looks like. So in this particular example, you have the orders table and you have, you can see here, orders table and the executions table. That's what this is on the left here. Orders table, executions table. Orders, executions. So orders has information about the orders, executions has information about the executions. So let's say you needed a combination of information from both those tables. You want it all together as one. Then what you could do is do a join query. So for example, this is a join right here. This is actually meant to be what we call an inner join. And the way it works is, and again, I go over much more details about advanced queries in other courses, but basically, this is like before we did a wildcard, we want to see everything. Here, I'm specifying what column. So I'm saying show me, and in my results, I'm specifying what columns to display. Don't show me every single column, right? Only show me the order ID, the execution ID, and the symbol. But we're doing this as a join from multiple tables, so you have to specify which table with the column names. So that's why you have orders dot, executions dot, orders dot. So that's table name. So it's table name dot column name, table name dot column name, table name dot column name. So what are the columns you want to show in your results? Order ID, execution ID, symbols. Which table should those columns come from? That's what comes first, right? The orders table, show me the order ID. Executions table, show me the execution ID. The orders table, show me the symbol. And that's how I want to see the results. These 3 columns coming from those specified tables. And then we're going to go from orders, all right? And then we do an inner join execution. So we're doing an inner join of executions to the orders table. From orders, inner join executions, and then we're doing it on orders.order ID, right? So you know that again. Remember the format from before, right? So table name orders. What do we want from orders? The order ID. And then we're saying equals executions. That's the table. What column? Execution ID. So all we're saying here is we want to match up based on those 2 different things. So that is pretty much the essence of a inner join or a join query. Now all you really need to know for the interview is what is a join. Join is a query where you're combining data from 2 separate tables. So you're combining data from 2 separate tables into one, and they want more information. Just study and memorize this alone. This alone is enough for you to impress on an interview if you can say this from memory, this type of query. Select, and then of course you can look up online other join queries, you can memorize them. I explained to you how it works. Find one that you want to memorize and then be able to say, hey, select orders.order.id, comma, execution.execution.id, orders, comma, symbol, from orders, inner join, executions, on orders.order.id equals execution.execution.id. Now, once again, I go into much more details in other courses. This is just my free course, and this is the final lecture. So these are the top 3 things that you should know if you're looking for work, technical work in the finance sector, and it's a job that says, they want you to be familiar with SQL. So this is something where you're not going to be able to get the job if SQL is a big part of the job, or they really want you to really know it. But if SQL is part of the job and they're not being too picky about it, they're just saying they want you to be familiar. They don't want you they don't want to, like, you've never heard of it type of thing. They want you to have some kind of familiarity. Well, know these 3 things and you are way well on your way to being able to successfully impress on an interview and basically get the job. Now, if you really want to do this, then you want to go beyond what I've shown you in this course. But this information is very valuable, very powerful, very good stuff to know. But if you're really serious, you do want to go further. So right now, go to my Facebook page. Go to my Facebook page. There's much more information. You definitely want to go there and take a look at the information. I also have links to other videos that I've done, so you can learn a lot more. Anyway, my name is Carlisle, and those are the top 3 things you need to know about SQL. Thanks for watching. And remember, learning should always. All right, so there you have it. Those are the top 3 things that I think you guys should know. If you're looking for a job that requires SQL skills, this is not for like a DBA job where your primary thing is database. Not at all. You need to know a lot more than that. This is just some kind of technical job that focuses on the things that you are more familiar with. Your primary skill sets. Like, the job is focused on that, but it also requires some level of SQL knowledge or familiarity. So, it's kind of a plus, right? In the job description, it's a plus. They want to know that you know your way around the database, or you understand concepts of the database. Like, for that kind of stuff, that's valuable. Those 3 concepts are enough that if you're already qualified for the job and it's kind of like, this is an extra thing, that could be the extra thing that means the difference between getting a job and not getting a job. It's like, oh, fix, this, that, but you don't know anything about the database, really, not at all. You can't competently speak about anything about the database. I don't know. And you got another guy who knows SQL, he gets the job. You know what I mean? So this could be the extra thing. Every little thing matters, and SQL skills are definitely very valuable. I recommend you go to Udemy, take my full course, get certified. You can get certified for my course. I also give you resources in terms of job resources, good websites to go to, tips about recruiters and things like that. So definitely go to Udemy. Link is in the description. And also join the Facebook page. Support the community. Support what I'm trying to do. I started doing these videos 2006 with the idea I wanted to make it easier for people to learn. And, if you appreciate that, then definitely support the channel. Join the Facebook page, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and go to Udemy. Take my course. Get certified. This is Carlisle. You're watching the Fixed Protocol channel, and good night. I actually forgot to share with you guys a clip from the class. Let's see if I can get this going for you. Just a little small piece. Morning. Thank you everyone who signed up for the course. I really appreciate your business. And here the philosophy and style is a little bit different from what you may be accustomed to. Clear, concise, and fun. Straight to the point. We don't want a lot of extra fluff. I don't want to waste your time. You guys want to get out there and do these awesome dream jobs, right? That's what it's all about. You want to go out there and start making that money, start doing the jobs you want to do. Well, I'm going to help you to get to that path again. There you have it.